Good morning student. I Purnima welcome you to my class, and student children, I am going to continue with the tenses, okay, because as we all know that there are 12 tenses and it will take a long time to complete it. But before writing, as I have done in my previous video classes, I will be revising tenses again, that what is the tenses, and then we will today continue to study simple present tense and present continuous tense. Okay, so first of all, what is a tense? Now student, the tense is a form of verb. So first of all, tense is a form of verb. Okay, tense is a form of verb which shows the time of an action which shows the time of an action and the degree of completeness is tense. Okay, so what is a tense? Tense is a form of a verb which shows the time of an action and the degree of completeness is tense. Okay, so children, we are having past tense. We mentioned the time of action in, and let me explain you this thing, that tense is a form of a verb and time of an action is children the time completed in present tense or past tense or future tense. Okay, if we are doing the work now, like I am teaching you the tense now, so this is the time of an action is present time. If the action will be completed after now or in the future, then the degree of then the time of an action is future tense. If the tense will be completed in children, the degree of, if the time of an action is future, that means or is past, that means the work we have already completed. Okay, so degree of the time of an action is past tense. Okay, now we will come to the degree of completeness in degree of completeness of an action. So we already know that in indefinite tenses we know that the action has been done, like I eat, she sleeps. So we know the action has been done, but we don't know whether the action is completed or not. But in continuous tense, I am eating, she is sleeping. So that means then the action is continued at the time of speaking. Okay, we must pay attention here. The action is continued at the time of speaking. Okay, now our third tense is the degree of completeness is perfect. Perfect tense means then the work which we are doing is already completed or is going to complete now or has been completed a few minutes ago. Now, like he has done his work. That means either the action is completed a few minutes ago or is going to complete now. Okay, or children is the action is completed. So this is and continuous and perfect is always opposite with each other. In continuous, the thing is continuing at the time of speaking, and in perfect tenses, student, the thing, the action is completed. Then we have present perfect continuous tense. In I have been doing this work. In present perfect continuous tense, yes, there is in present perfect continuous tense, student, what we do, children, the work has already started in the past and is continued in the and it is in progress. And how do we know this is present continuous tense? How to differentiate between continuous tense and present perfect continuous tense? That in present perfect continuous tense, student, we will have prepositions like since or for. This you have to remember. So this was the definition and the explanation of tense. That what is a tense? It is a form of verb which shows the time of an action and its degree of completeness of an action. Now children, we also know that there are three major tenses are there as per the time of an action. And what are those? Children, we are having present tenses and the four simple present subtenses. Simple present tense or present indefinite. Similarly, children, we have present continuous. Third is present perfect tense. Fourth is present perfect continuous tense. So these are the four tenses of present tense. Similarly, children, we will have past tense. So simple past or past perfect. Second is past continuous. Third is past perfect. And fourth is past perfect continuous tense. So these are the four tense of the past tenses. These are the four tenses of present. And now we have one more tense, that is future tense. So I think I should drop this one, okay? Or I will drop this. Can you see the board here? Wait. So should I write it here? Can you see the board, student? Future tense. It is simple future or future indefinite, future continuous, third is future perfect, fourth is future perfect continuous tense. Okay, so these are the four tenses. Okay, these are the four tenses. Now, children, one by one we will be reading the use of each and every tenses one by one. So we will start with the children present indefinite tense. So today's topic is simple present tense, or the other name for simple present tense is present indefinite tense, and of course present continuous tense. So these two tenses I will be teaching you today. What is its uses, what is the sentence structure, where it is used. So this I will be telling you. So student, our topic for today is simple present tense uses. Its uses. So as I think we have already discussed, okay, so the first use of simple present tense is it is used in habitual action. He drinks coffee every morning. Okay, so first use of simple present tense whenever there is a habitual action or a repeated action. Both are almost the same. Okay, so whenever we have habitual action or repeated action, what do we use? We always use present simple present tense. This is the first use of simple present tense. Now children, the second use of simple present tense we always use in general or universal truth. We always use in general or universal truth. So second use of simple present tense which is used in universal truth or in scientific facts or in I think this you cannot see, okay, universal truth or scientific fact or general truth. So this tense is always is also used in universal truth, like children, earth rotates around the sun. So rotate is a verb of simple present tense. Okay, sun rises in the east. Rises is a verb which is showing simple present tense. Sun rises in the east, so it is universal truth. Or children, you can also tell children general truth or scientific fact. Scientific fact, we can say water boils at 100 degree centigrade. So boils is the children scientific fact. The verb here, the form of verb here is used as simple present tense. Then general fact, like the rose smells sweet. Rose smells sweet. This is the general facts. Okay, this is the general fact, my dear. So this. Then third point in commentaries. In commentaries, like Virat throws the ball towards Saurabh. Saurabh catches the ball. So throws, catches, these are the verb form of simple present tense. So in commentaries, generally in 90% cases, generally we use simple present tense or present indefinite, and sometimes we also use present continuous tense. Okay. So now children, the fourth is with quotations, with yours. Like John Keats says, a thing of beauty is a joy together. Now children, John Keats had died many years ago. So instead of say, you must be thinking why said is not there, but since it is the quotation here, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So students, we are writing this thing in present, simple present tense. We will not use said, though John Keats had died many years ago, but then also we will not say this. Okay, so this is the thing. Now a thing of beauty is a joy together. These are the two. John Keats says a thing of beauty is a joy together. Okay, so these are the uses. Then children, if we if future schedule is, we makes future schedule for leaving and coming, like he goes to London tomorrow at 8 a.m. by KLM. KLM is the name of flight. Or he goes to London tomorrow at a.m. Okay, so at a.m. from Air India. So this is a schedule. Schedule has been fixed. Okay, that he has to move away from the house at 8 a.m. Okay, and so in this such cases we can use simple present, present continuous tense, simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Both are the same tense. Okay. So now, my dear, we have done the uses of simple present tense, and now I'm going to tell you the sentence structure of simple present tense. Okay. So, sentence structure of simple present tense. Sentence structure of simple present tense. First of all, children, what we will do, sentence structure of simple present tense. So we will say first is affirmative. Okay, so children, sentence structure of simple present tense, of affirmative sentence, of negative sentence, and of children of this interrogative sentence. But before that, let me revise of subject and object with you, like this is the verb, noun or pronoun which comes before the verb, that is a subject. Noun or pronoun which comes after the verb is a object. Okay, so this is object and this is subject and this is your verb. So children, before understanding sentence structure, you have to know three types of pronoun. Pronoun of the first person is I and we. Pronoun of the second person is you or your. Pronoun of the third person singular is he, she, it, any name or anything. And pronoun of the second person is children, them. Okay, so this is the pronoun of the second person. So this thing you should make clear. And what is a subject? Noun or pronoun which comes before the verb in a sentence, that is a subject. Noun or pronoun which comes after the verb is a object. Now don't get confused, children, with the noun and pronoun, the parts of the sentence, because part of the sentence, there are two parts of the sentence. One is subject and predicate. So I am not talking about that subject. I am talking about the noun or pronoun which comes before the verb. Okay. So that is a subject, and noun and pronoun which comes after the verb is an object. So student, this thing you have to see. Now, okay. So what I want to tell you, children, in the affirmative sentence, the children, let me discuss now the sentence structure, that is subject plus verb, subject plus V1 plus object, subject plus V1 plus object. Okay, so like he goes to the school. So children, goes is V1, he is subject, and school is object. Now here one point is there which I would like to share with you, and this is a rule also, very important rule of English grammar. Whenever we have third person singular here, whenever we are having third person singular, so children, we have to use S or ES with the verb. That's why I am not writing he go to the school. I have written he goes to the school. Okay, so just remember this point. whenever there is a subject or object is there, whenever there is a subject is there in the third person singular, so what we have to use? We have to use student s or es with the verb. Okay, like if I will write we, so this is first person plural, so here we will write go. Okay, or if we will write you go to the school, or they. Okay, so if we will write this, they go to the school, but with third person singular, you can note it down somewhere, we add s or es. Okay, the kite flies. The kite is a third person singular. That's why we are not writing fly, we are writing here flies. Okay, so this you have to see, student. Okay, and now children, I am coming to the negative sentence. Okay. Okay, so the sentence structure of negative sentence is subject plus do not plus does not. Okay, so this is negative sentence. Subject plus do not plus does not plus V1 plus object. Now children, again I have to tell you one thing. If the subject is third person plural, so we have to use does. Otherwise, in rest of the subject, if it is first person or second person or third person plural, then we will be using do not. Because children, with do, es is only added with the verb when they are in third person singular. And since it is negative sentence, in negative sentence children, we always have do not or does not. We always have do not or does not. Okay, so you have to see this thing. Okay, so now Rani does not complete her work. So Rani is a subject, third person singular, that's why we are using es with do, and this is object. Okay, so children, this is negative sentence, and with one more example I will give you. I do not eat men. So do not, okay, this is V1, this is object, and this is subject. Okay, and you can see children, this is the subject of the first person. But if we write here she, then you will write here does not eat men. So children, with third person, if the object is third person singular, So what you have to do, you have to see children, you have to add do the es with does. So this is the sentence structure of negative sentence. Subject plus do not plus or does not plus V1. V1 is the first form of verb plus object. Okay. So this you have to see. Now children, I am coming to the interrogative sentence. Before explaining interrogative sentence, let me tell you the difference between interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, auxiliary verb will come first. Okay, auxiliary will come first, then children subject plus main verb plus object. This is the sentence structure of interrogative sentence. Like auxiliary verb, are, subject is you, are you going to the market? Are is the auxiliary verb. You is the subject, go is the main verb, and this is the object. Okay, so in interrogative sentence children and in assertive sentence or declarative sentence, please remember subject plus auxiliary verb plus main verb plus object. Okay. So children, whenever you have interrogative sentence, don't forget your auxiliary verb will come first. What are auxiliary verb? Shall, should, may, might, can, could. Okay. So these are some of the auxiliary verb. So children, in auxiliary verb, what happened children? In auxiliary verb, you have to see that subject that in interrogative sentence auxiliary verb will come first and subject will come next. You have to remember, you can note it down somewhere, this is very important. And then main verb and then object, and definitely it is an interrogative sentence, so you have to put question mark. Assertive sentence children, subject will come first, then auxiliary verb, then main verb plus object. Now here, since it is declarative or assertive sentence, no question mark will be here. So this you have to learn, otherwise it could be difficult for you to frame into interrogative sentence. Now coming back to the sentence structure of simple present tense. So in simple present tense children, interrogative sentence. So it is do or does. This is the auxiliary verb. Do or does plus subject plus V1 plus object. Okay, so does Sita like object B1 subject. Okay, now example 2. What is the example 2 here? Example 2 is, do you like to eat mangoes? So children, this is you is subject, like is V1, and this is object. Okay, so children, since the lack of time is almost over, so I won't be in next video I will be teaching you the sentence structure and uses of present continuous tense. And children, so today I think we have discussed about simple present tense, present continuous tense, present continuous tense we will discuss in my next video class. Okay, so what we have done, we have revised tenses. Children, we have done today in today's class the uses of simple present tense as well the structure of simple present tense. We have discussed the structure of interrogative sentence, of negative sentence, and of assertive sentence. With this, I conclude my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.